accomplish today is see all this pitting that's going on here on the front of the old Big Tex. I've heard other people complain about it as well, and what I'm going to do today is try to prevent that from happening going forward. What we're going to do is we're going to take this Herculiner bed liner. It's for your pickup truck bed, and we're going to apply that from about, I don't know, maybe here down, I don't know, here, I don't know, we'll figure out where our mark's going to be. I'm going to run some blue tape across there, and then we'll just paint from there down, and that should solve our problem. We're going to go across the front of the box here, probably do the lid as well. Doesn't look like it's not taking any damage. Maybe I won't do the lid. I'm going to definitely do the face. Here and here, you see we've got grease and stuff running down there. What I'm going to do before I even begin is I'm going to go ahead and lube everything up in advance, and then I've got some degreaser, and we'll clean it all off with degreaser, and then either some denatured alcohol or brake cleaner to clean the surface of any oils and stuff like that. So I popped this little cap off here, just mainly because I never have before. I wanted to see what was in there. It's just basically a ring and pinion set. And while I've got everything apart, and before I start painting and cleaning, I'm going to go ahead and grease everything up. We've got two Zerk fittings here for the gears, another one here on the handle. I noticed this little part's supposed to spin on there. Here it's pretty bad. I got some white lithium in an aerosol can I'm going to shoot that up with. And then we'll do the same on the other side. We'll get it all degreased, and then we'll get to lining it up and painting it. The Zerk fitting pulled right out. Awesome. My day-to-day, people. What the? Zerk fitting on the other side just pulled out too. Left me juggling all this crap. I'm so freaking pissed. Enough of the easy stuff. Bam. I love this crap. I always get the foamy. I couldn't find it, so I ended up getting the original. I'm not a big fan. If you can find the foamy, it's never let me down. Chosen this to be my line. Keeps me below here. It's gonna go straight across there, stay below this bracket, which puts me right at the top of the toolbox, which seems to be where all the pitting's going on. If I lift the toolbox and show you the lid, it's not experiencing the same issues. So we've chosen this as our line, the line in the sand, and we're just gonna go straight across. And I'm going to stay above the landing gear. Probably just come down to this here and then down across the face there. But anyway, time to get alcohol here. It's not your typical sipping whiskey. Just going to use that to get some of the oils and stuff off of the sides. There it is, guys. You got it messed up. I've decided I'm only going to paint these forward-facing areas from basically the bottom of the tape down. Reason being is that's all that's suffering the damage. A little bit up high, but really not much at all. Gonna take care of this whole area here. In fact, I probably should run a piece of tape across here before we get going. What the hell? I'll just roll it on inside. Yeah, just gonna do the forward-facing areas. It's turning out to be a lot of work, and I was almost contemplating not doing it because it doesn't really bother me that much. But I've come this far, I've got all the materials, and it is going to help. I'm sure it's going to help. I'm almost having second thoughts about not going a little higher, but it's almost 100 degrees again out here in Parker, Arizona. My life. Oh my God. Dude, nothing goes easy around here. Absolutely nothing. Really? Frickin' really? This guy stopped by to give me a hand. Actually, I think he just stopped by to laugh at me, make him feel better about himself. He is not worried about me at all. Well, yeah, I was gonna see if I can get the camera in front of his face, but he's a little camera shy. Alright guys, so just getting ready to mix up this Herculiner. I've never used it before. Watched a bunch of videos on it and guys that have used it and manufacturers' videos, and it seems like the good shit. I don't really need like rhino liner or anything like that. I'm just doing the fascia of the truck that just really takes on that day-to-day you know, rocks and stuff like that that's chipping the paint. And I think this stuff is going to be more than adequate for everything that the day-to-day road debris is going to be throwing at it. They've certainly sealed it nice and tight. By the way, this is the, there's a special roller that you're supposed to use. You can't just use your household paint roller. It's 4-inch heavy duty extra texture loop roll cover. And that's what it looks like. And it's got these hoops on there, and I guess it helps apply the texture. And then of course this is your typical 4-inch paint roller. And bam, tools of the trade, son. So about halfway through your dry time on the second coat, which is basically an hour to 2, I went an hour on the second coat. It says you go ahead and start pulling off your tape. So let's see how it goes. It says we might have to use a straight edge if it got too dry. So I was hoping to avoid that and jumped in earlier rather than later. And you know my luck. You know me. God damn it. Oh my God. I ended the tail section of a roll of tape, and this tape here I think is the new stuff. It's that old stuff that was giving me trouble coming off. But that's it. That's it, people. Okay guys, here's the fix for the grease fittings on the Big Tex. I went down to the auto parts store, got these grease fittings, M6 1.0 straight. This is the little bugger right here. Broke out my new Craftsman tap and die set. Got the M6 1.0 tap. Threaded it into the hole. I've already done the tapping. Just kind of replaying it for you. Tapped out this hole. The threads were all boogered up. But shit's straight now. And I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead before I screw up what I've already accomplished fixing. But anyway, as you can see, the threads are repaired, and now it's just all about putting that bad boy back in there. Oh, one thing I want to mention, so that we don't have this problem again. This isn't something that you take on and off very often. In fact, I don't ever plan on taking it off again. But I'm going to throw a little blue Loctite on here. This stuff's not permanent. But I think what happens is when guys go to grease the Zerk fittings, they're fighting the grease gun. Oh, well, that should be plenty. They're fighting the grease gun on and off the grease fitting. And I think over time they work the way loose. And then as the fight ensues, I'll let that dry on there. In fact, I'm going to get 4 of them in there. because I'm replacing them all today. Good or bad, I'm replacing them all, mainly so that I can get the Loctite on there, so we don't have to face this problem going forward. Alright guys, the moment you've all been waiting for, the problem you've all been waiting for. What can go wrong now? So I'm over here on the other side. I've got both jerk fittings out. This one here, as you can see, lines up perfectly with my T-handle. Almost impossible to turn with the handle on. Here's the solution. And just like that, we've got new jerk fittings. It's like almost like a made-for-TV series. Okay guys, so we're down here in the toolbox of the Big Tex. The goal is to get this thing finished up today. The last project we finished here with was the coating to protect the rock chips. Gonna try to get the lock installed today. This here rack is one that I built for inside the box. What I'm going to do, the idea behind this is I've seen it on a PJ or something like that, but it's going to hang, it's going to live somewhere about here. I've kind of already marked the areas. I built this out of the leftover material we had from the dunnage rack. If you didn't see that video, go check that out. But the idea is I can hang this here, we're going to weld it on, and then I can hang the hooks from all my chains across here. The chains will live down here, and then I just come in and I pull the hook and away I go with the chain. So the next thing is I've got to figure out how high I can go. I'm thinking I can go probably somewhere around there before this thing here comes in contact, because I want to have it up high enough that I can stack all the chains underneath it, and I want to leave myself as much room as possible. So let's see how this goes. I might have mentioned earlier that this grinder is on its way out. This locking mechanism is shot. It was spring loaded. See that? It's locked up, but you can pull it out and then it swings freely. Drop it down. Of course, you don't want to do it now. There it goes, and it falls into its lock position. So I did order a brand new Milwaukee angle grinder. This is the Chicago Electric cheapie from Harbor Freight, but I will say I've had this thing for, God, almost as long as I've had kids, I want to say. What I don't like about it is the safety thing broke years ago, and if you pick it up wrong or you go to set it down wrong, you're screwed. That thing jumps right out of your hands. I did order the new Milwaukee 4.5-inch angle grinder. It's here live in person. I didn't want to open it yet. My son's been doing most of this welding work with me, and he's been the one suffering his way through this piece of crap. So what I thought I'd do is I'd save the unboxing for him. He is kind of moving into the position where he's doing a lot of the work. So in a sense, it's kind of his tool, our tool. Anyway, I'm saving the unboxing for him. But let's get going. just as quickly as we get started, out of wire. The next project is to reinstall this lock. Goal is to have this area here, the storage box, done. I don't know if I'm going to fill it or not. We'll see. We'll see what that paint's, how dry that paint is when I get done with this lock. But you can see when I put the coating on here, it clogged all the holes. So we're gonna have to drill those out, and then we're gonna refasten the lock on there with rivets, and then we'll call this a done project. Okay guys, so here's our lock. I had to pull it off because I wasn't able to get this nut to spin and get just the lock off. The plate, the steel plate that the box is made out of, was wrapped so tight around there I couldn't get it to turn by hand. I couldn't get a wrench on it, so I ended up drilling out the 4 rivets, popping it out. I was able to get it cleaned up, that way I could read the number on there. And I was going to just replace the entire lock, but I was able to get the keys shipped to the house for $4. Don't even know how they pay for shipping out of $4, but okay guys, there's the box. That's how it's going to be for today. Is it done? I don't know. But I got the basics. I've got 10 straps, 2-inch, 10 ratchets, 8 lasso straps for cars, 8 chains, 4 cinch binders, and 4 ratchet binders. I can fit some more stuff in here, but whatever it is probably going to be on top and in the way, and I just don't know. I just don't know. I've still got this bad boy right here to fill, and believe me, I've got stuff to fill it with, but I just got to kind of figure out where everything's going to live for now. But my goal was to get the box done today, and that is checked off the list, man. Really happy with the way this came out. Look how easy that stuff is to get to, man. That is going to be a freaking time saver. Another thing too, as I'm sitting here looking, I noticed all the cotter pins go one direction. You know, the chain pin, or whatever you're going to call it, comes through here, the eye pin or eye bolt, and then the cotter pin goes through, and they're all on the same side. And it seems to me, I seen a roadside inspection video online somewhere, and I don't know if it's supposed to be a certain way or not. It seemed like in that video they mentioned it, but I don't know how you would know the difference. Maybe on the hook side. Well, if you know, mention it down below. Comment. Man, really happy with that. Everything works and looks awesome. I've got another 2 ratchet straps and ratchets. They're brand new, never used, still in the factory packaging, but I didn't throw them on. I might just as a backup, but the problem is I'm just going to be moving them from side to side using these the used ones until it comes time for me to use them. So I don't know if it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. I might just wait and see if I've got room in the big blue box for them, and then just, you know, they don't do me any good at home sitting in the garage. So I may have them on the truck somewhere, just don't know where yet. That's one of the things I've got to get done this week. I've got all of next week for my IFTA sticker to come in, and then I'm hitting the road ideally Monday, November 2nd. So anyway, that's it for the box.
And subscribe. The Outlaw Nation, it's on the rise.